Welcome back to WTOL 11 Your Day. We're remembering those who paid the ultimate price in securing and preserving the freedoms we enjoy. But those who return after service are often suffering. And our Amanda Fay has the story of a program helping veterans cope through art. Check it out.
Well, today we remember those who have died in defense of our country. The lucky ones return. But how lucky are they? The internal wounds are deep, and healing and growing from war-related psychological trauma is sometimes difficult. But a vet and an artist have gotten together to empower veterans. James Poling joins us from the Modern Warrior Experience. Thank you so much for your service to our country.
Oh, thanks, Amanda, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more. You have two parts to the projects that you're working on. Tell us about both of them.
Yeah, so kind of our main public-facing arm, it's called Modern Warrior Live. It's a touring stage production. We've done over 120 shows around the country. And there we really use entertainment to bring the community in, vets, their loved ones, as well as non-vets. We have this show that it tries to explain the veteran experience, in my experience specifically, in the most universal way possible. And then at the end of those shows, we open up the conversation to the audience. We pass microphones around, and on site we often have resources as well. So we'll bring in local veteran resources, mental health resources, substance abuse, educational resources, and they'll all be in the lobby. So when we start to have that conversation with individuals who are often having that conversation for the first time, we can then connect them to the organizations in their communities doing the good work, as well as doing things like localizing the VA for them and giving them VA reps they can connect with directly. Stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, we hear stories of servicemen and women coming back and having these wounds that are hard to heal, and you hate to see that. And it's so great that you are offering these resources, getting them connected. Tell me a little bit more about your experience in the military and what led you to create these programs.
Yeah, thanks. So I joined the Army when I was 17. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division a little over 8 years, and I did 3 years in Afghanistan with them. When I got back, and I knew I was dealing with some of the effects of post-traumatic stress from early on, the physical effects that I felt, to kind of some of the longer lasting effects that affected my relationships and kind of reintegrating, developing civilian friendships, all of that stuff. And as I looked around for examples of individuals with similar experiences to my own, I saw them often portrayed in three ways. I saw them portrayed as heroes, which that's kind of an easy one for us all to throw out. So then we were left with these two other buckets that we often see. And I think one portrays combat veterans dealing with post-traumatic stress as liabilities, and the other one portrays them as damaged. And I spent about a year and a half really just kind of grieving and in a pretty depressed state, working through that. But once I allowed myself to grieve after getting out of the military, I started recognizing that there was a foundation there that could be built on. And then the concept of post-traumatic growth was then brought to me in a video by General James Mattis. And from there, I started doing a little bit of speaking and stuff, initially, honestly, out of a sense of obligation. I felt like it was helpful to try and interject some inspiration and hope into that message to highlight the transitions that some other vets have made, while being aware of the places that other vets are and connecting them to the resources that can help them on the ground. And then through a mutual friend, I was connected to Dominic Farinacci. He's an amazing trumpet player. He grew up in Ohio as well, and then he went on to Juilliard, started, he was at the first jazz class at Juilliard, and then he stood up a jazz at Lincoln Center in Doha, Qatar. So he's accomplished in his own right. He was doing a music video, and I linked up with him just to talk to him about balancing that message. And that first day I met him, he offered me final edit on anything we ever did together, and it's grown into this show that we've done now over 120 something times, and the Modern Warrior Experience workshop that we have for vets.
And this is a more personal, private experience for these vets to talk about what they're going through and get in touch with those, in contact with those resources that are available. It's really important work, James, and we appreciate all that you're doing. How can veterans or their families, loved ones, how can they get connected with what you're doing?
Yeah, please reach out to us at modernwarriorlive.org. our website, info@modernwarriorlive.org. You'll find us on social media under that as well. Please feel free to reach out. If you go to our website, you can subscribe. We'll be sure to send you all updates. We will have 4 upcoming shows in Ohio over the next 2 years. And, we're looking forward to kicking those dates and details out to everyone.
Very good. James, thank you so much for joining us this morning and again for your service. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yep, take care. Well, here's just a sample of Modern Warrior Live. Your Day will be back in a moment.